Hey there, how are you doing today? My name is Adiola Kingsley James, and I'm always excited to be here. Um, Once again, for me, this is my ministry. This is how I share my own good news and how you can live a wholesome life. Because once again, my mandate is to raise 10 billion wholesome people walking on earth and maybe in other places as well. I'm so excited to be here, and I hope you can see from my beautiful, radiant smile. I also want to thank you once again for subscribing. Thank you for following me, listening to me. And I hope by now you're started to share me with other people. And if you haven't, stop and do that now. Share my videos with other people. Share me so that together we can raise 10 billion wholesome people all over the world, because I can't do it by myself. So subscribe. I've got a gift in this video again, so please receive your gift and enjoy it. Use it for 30 days. It will help you and put you in a place of abundance, because that's what it is. I call it my abundance prayer, okay? And it's for anybody and everybody. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for following me, for loving me, for sticking with me, staying with me, sending me comments. Keep subscribing, keep sharing me with other people. Let's keep working and talking together, okay? Today, what I want to talk about is getting a promotion at work, or getting exactly what you desire. But I want to go from the work angle. So if you work for somebody and you're looking to be promoted and doing better and going higher and higher in the organization, can you use the law of attraction? Is the question that I was asked to get a promotion. And I always say yes. You can use the law of attraction to get anything you want, as long as you have become it first. Because the law of attraction is a secondary law. The law of vibration is the primary law. So if I'm vibrating on a high level, I would attract on a high level. If I vibrate on a low level, I would attract on a low level. And so I want you to vibrate on a high level. So let's say, for example, you want a promotion at work. You believe that you have worked in a particular place for a while. And now either a promotion or a raise, let's use that. Maybe a raise and a promotion, or maybe an extra perk, a car, accommodation, something extra. What do? It's easier to give. So if I wanted a car, for example, and I'm not saying go and give a car to get a car, but there has to be a value that I give, that the organization sees that this person is worthy of something. Because you cannot give what you do, you can't get what you do not give. That's what I was trying to say. So if you don't give value, how are you going to get what you're asking for? How will the organization see you as somebody that is worthy of being given a promotion or a raise or a car? Now, let me tell you my example. Use myself once again as an example. I had worked in a place for a couple of years, and I thought, I think it's time. I didn't ask for anything for the couple of years intentionally. I wanted to give of myself and give immense value, and then by the time I'm asking, it will be met with a heck yes type thing. And I'll give you another example besides this. It will, it won't be a topic of conversation. It will just be yes please, because they see that I've given a lot of value to the organization. And so I started to sit down within myself and started to have a conversation with my boss. Because remember, I said that I segment intend a lot. I plan the conversation, see how I want it to go before I actually go into conversations. Because for me, it gives me confidence, more confidence. I'm competent enough to have that conversation. If there's something I still need to go and do to come back and get my desired result, I go ahead and do it. And so I'll ask you to do the same. However, I started to have this conversation within myself to say, okay, please, I wanted, and this is how the conversation went in my head, and I'm going to share it. Thank you very much, sir, for giving me the opportunity to work with you. In the last 2 years that I've been here, these are the things that I have learned from you, and I'm so grateful for them. I've also been able to give XYZ since I've been working here, and I want to believe that you have seen a progress in and also growth coming from me and my department. I will need your support in something, sir. You know, when I first of all came in, I asked for a car, but you promised that, you know, you would look into it, and so I gave you some time. And so I'm asking now that you look into it again, because I believe that I deserve it. And I also haven't asked for a raise in the last 2 years. I would like that I also get a raise at this point in time. And this is how much I'm also going to be asking for, you know, and I will wait and then say, sorry, I'll end it by saying, what are your thoughts, sir? And then I'll wait for him to speak. And then when he finishes speaking, he will say the things that I want him to say, or I hope he says, you know. And if there's anything that you want me to do better, I'll end it. If what else would you like me to do differently to make sure that we go from where we are right now to where you would like us to get to? And that was the conversation in my head. Honestly, and that's what I've shared with you. Okay, so I had to give value in my I believe that, you know, I say to people that money is equals to 3 things: the need for what you do, your ability to do it so well, and the difficulty in replacing you. And money will chase you because you have added so much value that no other person can fill that space. And that's the kind of person that I want to be. I want to be so irreplaceable. Even if I hear, oh, people, I want to be so irreplaceable, if there's a word like that, where it's so difficult for you to find anybody like me. You might find other people who will do different things, but no one can do what I do or bring what I bring to the table. That's how I want to do, because everything I do is with excellence. So try it today. You know, rather than saying that, oh, those people don't like me, they always choose other people over me, they never see me, they never appreciate what I do. That's all you're gonna get. But if you remember that what you put out there is what comes back to you, start to think positive. Let me tell you another experience. I had moved back to Nigeria at the time, and I got a project. I was working on a project called Big Brother, and I'm sure a lot of people know the franchise, but here in Nigeria. And I was hired as a logger. And for me, I would relate it to this. The logger is the lowest ranking position in the control room, right? But it didn't matter to me. I was excited to have even been given the possibility and the opportunity, because they had filled up all the spots. So they created a new spot for me. So that even blew my mind away. Not only did I become a logger, I then became the head logger because of what I brought to the table, right? And then I started to train other people. Now, I started to go for meetings with the content directors. Now, the content directors were the highest ranking in the control room. For people who are television people, you understand what I'm saying. And so I would go for their meetings. They didn't ask me, but I would come for their meetings because I felt, no knowledge is lost. And when I go for the meetings, I would ask questions because I believe that knowing their job a little bit more would help me with my job, and it would give me an edge over the others, because all the others didn't think that they should go for the meetings, but I did. Now, let me tell you what happened. On the day that we were going live, one of the content directors pulled out and said she had to go back to South Africa. So there was a vacancy. And then they started to look for people to fill the spot. So maybe 2 days after, I thought, but I can do this job. I understand. I've been for all their meetings. And so I went ahead and I spoke to the head of department then. And God bless him for allowing me. I said to him, can I not take on this role? I know the job. And he said, he said to me that why didn't he think about it all this while? That in fact, he even believes that I know the role a lot more than a couple of other people. So he said to me, we're no longer looking for but how am I going to, combine my being a logger? And I said to him, don't worry, I got this. I'm training them. I will still head them, but I will train them enough for them to stay on their own. But I would like to be a content director. And in 2 days, I became a content director. And so I went from, if for example I was earning $10,000, I went from earning $10,000 to $85,000. That's how I grew exponentially. And that's actually how the trajectory of my life has been a lot. I've always gone from 0 to 70, because I've always brought myself. Every time I've put myself into everything that I've done, and it has catapulted me to higher heights in no time. And some people will call it grace, but I say I put action, even if yes, there's grace. But grace is that I've been given something that I didn't work for. I worked for this. Or that I don't deserve. I deserve this. And so I'm very careful about using that word, right? Because I deserve everything that I get, and I put in something to be able to receive it back. And so I got promoted. And it was for them, it was, by the time he even spoke to the producers, they were like, of course, she knows the work, right? And so I was preparing myself for this promotion. What about you? Are you just sitting down and saying, oh, or are you preparing yourself for the opportunity so that when it comes, you can grab it? And I can tell you so many things that have happened in my life just like that. Always sitting down and rooting. And I was unconsciously competent. I didn't even know what I was doing, but I was doing it. But now that I know I have the knowledge, I know exactly what was going on. And now that I'm aware of it, I can now put it into action quicker, easier, and more effortless. So, are you preparing for this promotion? Or do you think you are entitled to something you didn't work for? Or you're entitled to a harvest you didn't sow a seed for? You cannot sow a banana seed and expect an oak tree. It's impossible. So impossible. You get your banana. So are you getting ready for that promotion? Because when you vibrate on that level, it has no choice but to come, because that's the level you're vibrating. And I'm going to come and share my new role. I'm going to come and share it with you once it clicks physically, because it's clicked spiritually. But by the time when it happens, you'll be the first to hear. Don't forget, click the link below and subscribe. And click the link below and get the gift, the abundance gift that I have for you. And may your life only be that of abundance. I honor you. My name is Adiola.